In this video, we'll show you how to replace the controller on a Furrion Tankless water heater. The tools required to perform this procedure include wrenches appropriate to your hardware, a cordless drill, bits appropriate to your hardware, wire strippers, a utility knife, a flathead screwdriver, a plastic putty scraper, a pick tool, and a Phillips head screwdriver. Some consumable items required for this procedure include low-odor mineral spirits, shop towels, butyl tape, silicone caulk, and wire connectors. Before getting started, turn off the tankless water heater. Close the valves supplying water to the coach, and close any water or gas valves that run directly to the water heating unit. From the coach's interior, begin by decoupling the water supply connected to the water inlet pipe on the water heater. Next, decouple the hot water outlet pipe from the pressure release valve. Using wrenches suitable to your hardware, decouple the gas line to your water heater. Using wire strippers, cut the electrical leads running to your water heater. From the coach's exterior, unlatch and remove the door to gain access to the unit's water heater compartment. Remove the baffle. With a utility knife, cut around the perimeter of the appliance housing in order to separate the silicone seal from your coach. With a cordless drill, remove the screws mounting the appliance housing to the exterior of your coach. With a flathead screwdriver, pry the appliance housing free of any sealant that is still holding it in place. The appliance housing can now be pulled free of the unit. Using a flathead screwdriver, pry the unit's flange away from the exterior of the unit. The unit can now be removed from the coach so that it's more easily serviced. Using a cordless drill, remove the screws securing the unit's housing onto the tankless water heater. The unit's housing can now be removed. Using a pick tool, unlatch the controller's faceplate in order to gain access to the circuit board inside. Disconnect the high voltage igniter leads from the controller. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, disconnect the controller's ground connection to the water heater chassis. Unclip the remote harness. Next, disconnect the flue fan assembly, power, and data harness connector. Disconnect the subsection valve line eco-thermostat harness. And the water flow sensor pressure switch inlet-outlet temperature probe harness. Disconnect the flame sensor's spade connector. Disconnect the controller from the power harness. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, remove the 4 screws retaining the controller to the water heater chassis. You can now remove the controller body from the water heater. When installing a new unit, begin by removing the front cover and align the controller to the mounting brackets on the tankless water heater chassis. Secure it in place using a Phillips head screwdriver and 4 screws. Connect the controller's 12-volt power harness to the power harness connector. Connect the water flow sensor, wind pressure switch inlet-outlet temperature probe harness, and the subsection valve line eco-thermostat harness to the lower right-hand side of the circuit board. Install the remote harness. and the flue fan assembly power and data harness connection. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, reconnect the circuit board ground to the tankless water heater chassis. Reconnect the flame sensor spade connector to the wiring harness. Run the two high-voltage leads through the exterior of the controller's faceplate. Install the front cover to the controller and latch it in place. Using a cordless drill, reinstall the unit housing and secure it in place. Prep the exterior of the coach using your plastic putty scraper and remove any leftover silicone caulk, butyl tape, or any adhesive or sealant left over on the coach's exterior. You may also need to clean any adhesive from the mounting flange on the unit housing. Apply butyl tape to the unit's mounting flange. Carefully install the water heater to your coach, ensuring that the adhesive on the mounting flange is in contact with the exterior-facing wall of your RV. Using a cordless drill, install the appliance housing to your unit. The baffle may be pre-installed to the appliance housing. Run a bead of Consumable 100% silicone sealant around the perimeter of the appliance housing. Use mineral spirits and a clean rag to wipe any excess free of the surface of your coach. From the coach's interior, install the water line to the water heater's cold water input port. Next, install the hot water line to the unit's hot water outlet port. Next, install your gas line to the unit's gas inlet port. Tighten the line down using wrenches applicable to your hardware. With a wire connector, splice the red and white wire to the black wire. Next, splice the two white wires together using a new wire connector. Splice the solid red to the solid blue wires using a new connector. Next, splice the two blue wires together with your fourth wire connector. Finishing up, you'll want to restore water to your unit. Open any water or gas valves to your water heater, and then power your water heater back on. Replace the door to the access hatch to complete the Furrion Tankless water heater controller replacement procedure.